Hey everybody, welcome to part 4 of the Knuckles Chaotix Let's Play. In this part, we're gonna continue taking out levels, and probably starting some of the bosses. Oh wow, this Let's Play really wants me to use heavy. Espio's face sums that up. I like heavy and bomb, I just don't want to use them anymore. They did their jobs. Ugh. Let's go. Alright, we're going back to the amazing arena. Because, you know, it's so amazing. Anyway. Only level 3? Screw you, I'm calling it Act 3. As is tradition with all Sonic games. Except for this one, apparently. And despite recording this and then my initial despite my initial playthrough before the recording playthrough, I never noticed that, or if I did, I just didn't think much about it. But whatever, because yeah, every Sonic stage it's usually insert name here, zone, act 1 or 2, and sometimes 3. See, I think, yeah, Espio, well, most videos I've ever watched, Espio's ability is probably the main reason why everybody likes him, or likes to use them. But yeah, I'm someone who likes to, who typically likes to be different. Unless it's different if, I guess, if my interests actually line up with everybody else's, but typically I like to root for the underdogs or the characters that don't get used, or just my favorite, or just my own personal favorite characters to use. Now don't get me wrong, I do like it. Espio. He's fun to use in Sonic Heroes. But, yeah, his ability can, I've been taking notes here, can be kind of a hindrance. Don't press A all the time when you're in the air, everybody. And don't do what we're doing right now in this Let's Play. Remember what I mentioned in the previous part? You need to activate the switch that the arrow's pointing, that the arrow's pointing you to. Otherwise, you just fail the stage. See? No clear. We'll just pretend Espio was just ducking down, being like, "Go!" I mean, that was me ducking there, as Espio was like, "Go!" So yes, if you don't like your character, you can literally just come back to the claw machine to pick a new one. Alright, we're doing this in reverse now. In the previous part we used Espio, we used Vector and Espio. Now we're going to use Espio and Vector. Now, for whatever reason you still don't like the character combination you have, you can literally just leave the hub, going to the left, as you've seen me do since part 1. Level 5 for a botanic base. I called it botanic garden in the previous part. My apologies. So in level 5 of every act, well, no, screw that. In Act 5 of every zone, you will have to fight a boss. much like in any Sonic game where the final act is a boss fight. Look, we got Charmy. Damn it, Charmy. Thank you. Or would it be Vecme, because it was previously Vector. Alright, where are we going? These zones are more like open sand boxes, but obviously with an end goal. Cause yeah, there is no clear direction, it seems. Yes, as I know I've mentioned before, if your partner gets hit, you just lose a ring. But if you have no rings, if you get hit and you have no rings, they are taken out first. And then you just wait a few seconds and then they come back. Like 10 or 15 seconds, so try to buy yourself some time. Anyway, boss fight. So we get we get a quick little cutscene, and now we gotta fight a boss that will try to turn us into a wrecking ball. Now, oddly enough, I find this boss to be the hardest boss amongst the boss fights, not including the final two bosses. But I did discover in my initial playthrough a funny way to deal with him. If you let your partner get taken out, you'll then be just on the ground there. You'll just be down there, and you can just jump up at him after he does his electric attack there. You can control the direction you can swing at and stop yourself by pressing the hold button. Ow. That was an error on my end. Now he's gonna come and grab us again. Alright. And plus there's this bumper here that's meant to try to hinder you. There we go. Boss fight's done. None of the bosses are exceptionally hard, but I did find this one to be the most difficult of the bunch in my initial playthrough. But there you go. That was a boss fight. Alright, Vector, I need somebody else. Alright, I guess we're taking Bomb with us. No, Charmy, I think. No, I think it's Bomb. Never mind. Yeah, it's Bomb. Ding-ding-ding. it's really funny that Heavy and Bomb do not have any extra abilities beyond their gimmicks. But like I said before, I do understand why. Because they're meant to be gimmicks and a hindrance. Despite all that, I'd still like them to come on back, just because why not? If I'm the minority, if I am the minority in that. You know, I don't think there's really any true Sonic character that I dislike or hate. I do see the arguments of some where others are coming from, like when they say they don't like Charmy or Marine, but I've never really been bothered by them. Mostly because, well, they're kids, technically. Though I do wish Marine got a little bit more well, not used up, a little bit more utilized, but I understand why, because, well, fans didn't like her. Could just call Bomb back to me, but we'll take it. We'll take the high route. And the Bomb's suggestion. There we go. We're done. We did it. Yeah, let's hopefully get the character I want. Yeah, let's take Knuckles. The guy with his name on the game should at least be here in some form. Now it's all like in part 1 again. We'll have to start. Here again, we can redeem ourselves. Just run up the wall. And that's literally the literal advantages to Espio is that he doesn't just climb, he can run up the wall. And the roof. That was me discovering that right there. Well, no. That doesn't make sense. I did discover in this Let's Play, as we saw in the previous part. Yeah. You know, I think when I went from the wall to the roof, that was me discovering it. Well, discovering that you can literally go from the roof to the wall to the roof. Sorry. HBO, I don't wonder how you fit in those when you don't adjust your body appropriately to get pulled into those. Like, you should be going in feet first while you spin, but whatever. And there you go. Amazing Arena Act 3. Yeah, so we're just gonna stick with this combo for the remainder of the part. We're down here. If they ever re-release this game, I don't know if I'd want them to fix the tether mechanic, because it does have its own little charm, but at the same time, maybe they should, so that way you're not just running around and all of a sudden you get slingshotted in the other direction. Like you didn't do anything. I know, what are all your thoughts? Yeah, they should definitely bring this game back along with Sonic's Pocket Adventure and Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. Ah, crap. Damn it, Knuckles. Can't take you anywhere, apparently. Okay, so literally just do this. I'm not dealing with that. Speed slider. Again. That's probably the stage I like the most. Mostly because of its music. Decided I wanted that. the characters can jump high enough that you don't have to do certain things. You can just throw them up there. Ah, cool. Oh, they did call it Speed Slider. Ah, the amazing arena again. And it'll be level 5, so we're gonna have to pick a fight with a boss. Oh, no, I lied. Sorry. Sorry, Knuckles, you'll have to take a breather while the SBO runs up the wall. I'm gonna get on it. Never mind, I missed. SBO, you had one job. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there until I just decided to run off. Hey. There we go. It's kind of cool if you could control the momentum that gives you, but... that wall there. Maybe not, actually. Okay, what was that, Knuckles? So I think a part of the gimmick of this stage is that when you hit the switch and everything lights up, you're on some kind of timer, and if that timer goes down or hits 0, the room darkens again. Because that's why there was another one there. Don't quote me on that. I've never seen if that actually happens or not. We're gonna make it! That was close. Knuckles. Getting dragged up there. Why? You know, why'd you go so far, SBO? Oh yeah, I was trying to do exactly that, and Cole just, for some reason, just made Knuckles suddenly weigh a ton. Whoa, whoa! Come on. Alright, we did it! Alright, we fucking did it! Anyway, so that was Amazing Mirror, and, yeah, so in the next part, it will be the finale, and, yeah, so with it will come a lot of boss fights. So, until then, you all take care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!